To create machine in AWS account, we have aws.amazon.com to log in first. Okay. Then we will go to sign in console. Then next, sign in using root account. This will be the dashboard. Maybe for you little bit change will be there because for me some cost, some bill it is reflecting. Okay, so I think I will have some bill I have to pay. So here you can see first before doing this EC2 machine how to pay the bill if bill is there. Okay, so you have to click on your name. Here is the billing and cost management. Click on payments. As it is the 1st of October, every first it will generate the bill. So it is not showing any dues, means bill they have not generated for that period. For this October 1st 00, let me check how much they are going to have bill. So 0.25 US dollar. Okay, but they have not generated. Once they generate, then I have to pay this much for the month of September. So 0.25 means almost 20 or 22 rupees will be there. Okay. Now coming to the search option, here you have to type EC2. Okay. So this is the option EC2, virtual server in the cloud. Click on EC2. Then in the left side, you have option instances. Right side you can see we have the North Virginia. Similarly you will have some different also. For some it can be North Virginia, for some Stockholms, for some Mumbai, like that. So for you all, what is there? Mumbai region. Okay, so it's all up to you. You can select any region. It's not mandatory to have the same, but keep in mind in which region you are creating your machines. Okay, if you have created in one region and you open and go in another region, that machine will not be there. Okay, because every region there is a availability zone, and inside the availability zone we create the machines. Okay, so here we have to click on instances. Left side, instances. Then you will get the option launch instance. Okay, so launch instance is similar to create EC2 machine. So you can see here, if you don't have the account or anything, you change it. It's okay now. Visible for all. Hmm. So now from here you will guide me what I have to do. So advantage will be you don't need to see the steps when you are going to create next time. Okay. So instance means virtual machine generally. We refer with the virtual machine. So what I have to give first? Name. So name can be any name. Okay. So first I am going to create for Linux because you all are expert in Linux. Recently you have completed Linux. So you are familiar with it. So we'll start with this one first. Then next after that this is Amazon Machine Image, AMI. So here we have this template. So this type of machines does not require installation. This is ready to boot images. You select start and it will on. Not like earlier how you have created virtual machine in VMware or Oracle VMbox where you have installed complete installation you have done. Here installation is not required. Okay. So you can see also AMI is a template contains software configuration of OS application server required to launch your instance. So whatever you want you can see here. If you don't see anything you can search here. Okay, Amazon machine image. So here I am taking Amazon Linux. If you want you can take Ubuntu, Red Hat, anyone. Okay. So I have taken Amazon Linux and it will be selected by default also. So if you see here, it is written free tier eligible. If you select any other version, you will have charge. So if you don't want to use free tier, you can select other version also and you can pay the charge. So here you can see different options are there in the Amazon Linux apart from this version. Similarly, when you select Windows, there also you will have lot of versions of Windows operating system. Okay. So no need to do any change. Just give the name, select the OS. Next is instance type. Instance type is what? Yesterday we have seen that different configuration of hardware can be there like RAM, CPU. Okay. So when we are going to create a machine, when we are going to purchase a laptop, we say na, that we need 8 GB of RAM, 16 GB of RAM, i3 processor, i5 processor. Similarly here, when you are going to create any virtual machine, then here you have the option what you want. Micro, one virtual CPU means the same. Earlier I told you 4. Okay. Then 1 GB of memory, it is free tier. Apart from that, if you don't like this one, you can select any other size of machines. Nano, which is not free, 2 GB RAM, 4 GB RAM, medium, large, extra large, double extra large, 32 GB of RAM, 8 virtual CPU. So like this also you can select this machine if you want to pay money to Amazon. Okay. Else people like me who don't have money will go for the free tier only. A lot of people they have their ethics. They don't want to use things which comes free. So if you also want something like that, so for them I have shown these options. So you can select another thing also where free is not written. Okay, so here is the machine selection. So by default we will go with the option what it comes. Next is key pair login. Why I have shown these extra options? In the real scenario when you are going to create, you are not going to select this T2 micro based on the requirement, because when the hardware resource is less, the performance of that machine will be slow also. Okay, so based on the budget and requirement, we will change the machine type or instance type. Next is key pair login. So here what happens when you are going to log in the Linux machine, you don't need to give the password. So there is a key. So key is just like you can say uh, secured mixture of your public and private keys. For Linux, you can directly upload your private keys, what you are going to download from here. And for Windows, your password, you have to decrypt it. And to decrypt also, you need private key. So these all things I am talking about the encryption mechanism. Okay. So here, it's not directly you can give your password, you can type the password. No. It will generate some different type of password and that you have to use. For the security reason, they have this type of configuration. So for every machine, when you are going to create, you have to create key pair, and if you forget the key pair, no solution is there. Understood? Like when you are going to create a key pair, you see you have to give like name. I am giving Linux key so that I can remember that this is the key, and let me delete lot of keys already generated here. You see. Okay, so I have given the name Linux key. Type is RSA. This key pair type. Basically, in RSA, what happened? You can see in RSA encrypted private and public key pair it will be, and here using this ED method also. So these all are our encryption mechanism. So here, whatever is selected default, let it be. Only you have to keep in mind this PEM and PPK. So what exactly is this PEM and PPK? When you are going to create a machine for Windows, you will select PEM, and when you are going to create for Linux, you will select PPK. Understood? Why it is? Because Linux we are going to access through the software called PuTTY. Okay, if you are going to access through any other method, other methods are also there, then you can use the PEM key for both Windows and Linux. But PuTTY needs PPK, and that is very easier to access and manage through PuTTY. So that's why we will use PuTTY software. And for PuTTY, you can see it is written also for use with PuTTY, we have to use PPK. So in short, for Linux, we will go with the PuTTY software and PPK key pair. And for Windows, we will go with PEM, create key pair. So when you click create key pair, it will download the key. Okay. So whenever you log in, this key is required. Without this, you will not be able to log in this machine. Okay. Now, once this key pair is created, you can see it is associated with the machine also. After this, there is a network setting which we are not going to see now until we learn IP address, subnetting, and VPC, virtual private cloud in this AWS. We are not going to touch this area. Understood? Next, we have firewall, which is termed here as a security group. So security group is what? Similar to firewall, where you can define inbound rule, means what are the protocols are allowed for communication from outside, and when you are trying to send traffic from your network to outside, that is called outbound traffic. So two type of rule we define, outbound and inbound. So outbound for ourselves, means our own machine, and inbound for other machines. What other machines can do with my machine, that is defined in inbound rule, and what my machines can do with other machines, that is defined in outbound rule. So by default in outbound rule, all traffics are allowed, because you will not put any restriction on yourself. So whatever traffic is coming from outside, that is inbound and incoming traffic. For that we create the rule. So here you see security group we are going to create, and it will create with the name launch wizard 2. Allow SSH traffic. So when we are going to access Linux, we will access through SSH. So we have allowed SSH traffic. Okay. If you want to allow HTTPS traffic, means from your server, you have created your server as a web server, someone want to access your website, then you have to allow this also. Okay, so based on the purpose. So as of now, I will access the Linux machine, so I will be on the allow SSH traffic. After this, if you see, we have storage, means hard disk. So it is going to create a hard disk of 8 GB. Okay, virtual hard disk of 8 GB. After this done, no need to go in advanced detail as of now. Launch instance. So overall what you have to do, give the name Then select the OS, create key pair. These three things and directly create. Rest all I have just explained for your knowledge. Once this much is done, go to your EC2 instances. Here it is not listing, just refresh it because you see last updated 12 minutes ago. Refresh it. You can see your instances here. And the state it is showing is pending, means it is booting. So you have to refresh and you will come to know it's running now. Okay. But after this you see status check initializing. So it will show you 2 by 2 passed. 2 by 2 passed means it will check whether it is working fine, you are able to log in, these all things. So what are the things it does, that also you can see in the details. So when you click on the instance here, scroll down, you will have all the options. Status and alarm, or somewhere you see status checking, system status and instance status. These all things are going to be checked. So status is as of now initializing. So we have to refresh and wait. Okay. So still it is showing initializing. So for Linux, it is initializing. Meanwhile, you can connect. But if it is Windows, it needs 2-3 minutes to wait. Okay. Now the question is from where we can get the software putty. Okay. For that, you have to type in the Google putty download. You will get the first link, that is putty.org. Go there. First option, download putty. Then here you have the options. 64-bit x86 we will select by default. And when you click here, your putty will get downloaded. Understood? And you have to install this putty. So once putty is downloaded, install it, and installation, I hope all of you know, you should not have any problem in that. Then to connect this machine, click on instance ID. You have the public IP address. So you can access your machine with the public IP address which it is showing. So I am going to open the putty. So here, first thing, host IP address, host name or IP address. So I will copy the public IP here. This is the copy button. Okay, and paste it here. Next option, you have to go in left side. You have SSH, auth. So for me, it is appearing here only, private key file for authentication, that key pair file. But in the new this putty, when you are going to install, you have to expand it and then you will get the option. Okay, instead of auth, I think you will have authorization or something like that. And then from there will be two options to upload. So top one you have to use where it is written private file for authentication, and you have to upload it. Once it is done, open, accept. So it is asking to log in as. So what we will give? I am changing the font. So log in as, what will be the username? EC2-user, and no need to give any password. You see, we are in. Understood? Then the next, here if you want you can work, but it is a normal user. Okay, if you write who am I, EC2 user. So I want to log in with the root, then we have to give sudo su. Okay, it will not ask password to log in with the root. Then cd enter, because if you see present working directory, inside the home EC2 user I am, but for the root home directory is /root. So you will put cd enter to return to the home folder. Now when you type who am I, you are root, and pwd, you are in the root home folder, and then you can do all the administrative tasks. So till here things are clear, how to create and access any Linux machines. Okay. Then I am going to close it. Next, you have to create Windows machine. So I'm going to delete it because for me it's not free tier, it's per second, it's a chargeable. So to delete this machine, once your work is done, select your machine, instance state. If you want to reuse it, stop it. Stop like shutdown. So for the period it is shut down, they are not going to charge you. The calculation, the meter is not on. But if you have not shut down and the state is running, the calculation is on. So whenever you do the practical, it's all up to you. Okay. So for me, it's not required because in every class I need to create show. So that's why I am deleting it. Okay. If you want to reuse the same machine, stop it. If you don't want, terminate it. Okay. Now for the Windows, same process, launch instance. And here the OS I will select is Windows. So when I select a Windows, it will select Windows Server. Okay, so if you want Windows 10, 11 also, that will be available. So these all are the server OS. So for 10 you have to browse from here, catalog. So I will let it be what is selected as it is. After this, instance type, let it be. Moving to the key pair for Windows, I have to create a new key pair. Windows key, create key pair. Now network setting, as we are not going to change, and here in the security group you see we have RDP, remote desktop protocol. So we are going to access our server through RDP. Okay, Windows server, and the same HTTP web server, if you are going to make it, then you have to allow this HTTP or HTTPS. Rest all as it is. For Windows you see it has given 30 GB of hard disk. Okay, and then we are going to launch instance. Once it is done, refresh it. So now the state is running. To access this machine, click on instance ID. Here we have the option connect. Okay. Go to the connect and RDP client. So here we have two methods. One, you can download the shortcut file. You will open, username, everything will be given. Only you have to give the password. Another option is in Windows we already have inbuilt remote desktop connection software. So we can use MSTSC in the run or command prompt, and this remote desktop connection will open. So you can give the public IP of your Windows machine. Connect, it will ask username and password. So you have to give the username, which is by default administrator, and the password after decryption what you give. Okay. So here, as it is a first time for you, so I will go with the remote desktop file. So you will get the shortcut, and for the password you have to click on get password. Okay. So it is saying wait for at least 4 minutes. So that's why I told you that in Windows we have to wait. It takes time to boot because our Linux was in complete command line and it worked fast, and it will be a graphical, and Windows takes more time in compared to Linux to boot. So I need to wait. So meanwhile, what you can do is here only I have to show the connection of the Windows. So meanwhile, you start creating your Linux machine, access it. If anyone is facing problem, you call me. I'll be on your desk to help you. So start. So those who have laptop, start the practice. After 2 3 more practical classes, you only have to do the practical. I will just guide you. I'll not show you all the things step by step like this. So that's why practice is needed by you. What happened? No laptop there. Account blog. Huh? Which is not working? Payment is not working. Why? They have to collect the payment. Bill is there. You are creating account and payment is creating problem, na? So payment problem can come because of 2 3 reasons. One, if you have the slow connection, then the card type. Okay. So these all things you verify. Another thing, inside the card, you have the option online purchase allowed or not. So when you go in the debit card setting or the credit card setting, there will be option allowed for ATM, online transactions, international shopping. Like that, 3 4 options are there. If it is not allowed online, then you will have the problem. So that setting also you have to check. So you can see sometime what happens, you will get the same messages. Like I was also getting wait for 4 minutes, wait for 4 minutes like that. So that can be your browser cache problem also. So you see, I have logged out and changed my browser to Edge, and now I am able to open it. So when you click on the get password, it will ask you to upload the private key. So which private key? The same one. Windows we have to upload it. Once you upload it, you will get the option decrypt password. When you decrypt the password, this is the password. So what you have to do? You have to type this all by your own. So you can type no, then copy. Here you have the option. You can copy the password and that file which you have downloaded, this one, RDP file. Double click, connect. So it will directly take you there and it will ask only password. You see, it is asking for the password. Simply paste that long password. You see, okay. So it will ask the certificate error and other things. No problem. Yes. So at least Linux one try here and this Windows you will try at home. Okay. So it will take time to boot and open. Meanwhile, you continue with the practice. Once it's done, this screen will appear. Okay. So meanwhile, finish your Linux machine. Done. Accessible for all. Instance. Oh, इधर आओ. Why? Card payment. How many of you have not gone to native from very long? How many of you have not gone to your home? Hmm? From very long time. So everyone has gone to this weekend. You have not gone. So from tomorrow there is no class. Without trainer, how you will do the class? I have some official work, so I am traveling to Mumbai. So your next class will fall on Tuesday, 8th of October. So meanwhile, you can sort out your 2 3 problems. One, have a good food at your home. If you don't have other classes, you can go. But this AWS free tier account, if you have not created, if you are facing any issue, fix this all. Meanwhile, fixing, if you have anything to ask me, You can send me message on the WhatsApp. I will be there and I can reply. Okay. And what are the things I have done till now? You have to practice also. Okay. And the notes yesterday I have given you one complete page number 7 to 48, I think. So you have to go through those all things, prepare your notes, because now the practical topics are started. So when I will come back, then the practical things will move only. Every day, new scenario, new practicals. So be ready for these all things. Copy the public IP, MSTSC, paste it. Administrator. The बना लिया रिज्यूम दिखा बैठ उस पे लगा के बैठ. So here as you can see the Windows machine is accessible. So the first method it works. So for my laptop lot of cache and other things will be there. So sometimes it creates problem. So other method also we can try as a troubleshoot. फोटो क्या लगा दिया रिज्यूम सेलेक्ट नहीं होगा in your resume avoid putting your pictures if they are asking then only else don't give pictures कौन बोला था मैंडेटरी पिक्चर लगाने के लिए कॉलेज में हम तो आज तक नहीं लगाए तो कहाँ पूछूंगा पिक्चर नहीं देने का है two three things when you are creating your resume don't give your home address okay because lot of things are there in the corporate like people they want a local person some corporates they want who is from outside the reason is if you are a local person I have some issue in the family today I am on leave someone is sick at my home again after afternoon I want to go home and if someone is from far place 1000 kilometer 2000 kilometer then he will not have this type of problem okay because he is staying alone so it depends on the mentality of your manager what type of person he wants so it's better don't give your address don't give your date of birth it's not biodata it is a resume so date of birth address father name mother name these all things are not required you are an object for them like a robot they don't bother about your health or anything and the relation with the manager is always professional if they are very close to you also don't discuss any personal matters your family details family issues nothing treat manager or anyone in the company as just a stranger that's it you are there to work that's why you get the respect or all the facilities Once you are useless, you will be in the dustbin. That is the fact of corporate. Understood? So in resume, never mention your date of birth, your parents' detail. I've seen some of the people, they mention how many brothers I am, how many sisters. So these all things keep. If you want to mention, only in your marriage biodata. It's not for your resume. Company need what? Your name, contact number, so that they can contact you 24 by 7. Okay. Second thing, what qualification you have and how much you are getting, how much you will take. After that, nothing. So mention only these things. Focus these, highlight these all things in your resume. That's it. Rest all things not required. And instead of mentioning this one, your place name, give current location. From where you are, that doesn't matter. Current location where you are right now. And current location always should be where you are applying for the job. Suppose I am from Delhi and I'll apply for Bangalore. Will they hire me? Whether this guy will sustain here or not in this Bangalore area, he will be here or not, he will relocate or not. So a lot of questions will come in mind. But if you say that I am already in Bangalore, they'll consider your resume. So if you are applying for Mumbai, change the current location. Yes, I am here. Just I came to my native for something. So accordingly, once you process, then I'll come and meet face to face. Like that, you can say. Okay. So this Windows machine will open. For my machine, it is having some problem. So once it is created, then you will be able to see your desktop. And after doing these all practices, terminate your instance if it is not in use. 750 hours is free, but 750 hours means one machine, one day, how many hours? 24 hours. And if you are going to calculate 24 multiplies by 30, it is 720 hours, and they are giving you 750 hours. So you will think, if I let it open also, no problem. But for one machine, no problem. If you are creating two machines, then the same calculation is double. Three machine, triple. Okay. So have you tried this Linux? No. Okay. So this recorded session, I hope all of you are getting the recorded sessions. So practice this both machine not only once, twice, thrice, because sometime what will happen now, you will get error also in connection. So whenever you get, you share me the screenshot, and then I can guide you what is the solution for that. Okay. But practice this properly at home.